My husband says I changed after having kids, but I think he liked me better when I was just his Barbie doll. My nickname has been Barbie since I was a teenager. Back then, I was pretty, thin, tan, had long blonde hair, and my signature color was pink. I was involved in beauty pageants from the time I was a kid through my early 20s, and the nickname was first given to me by people I knew in the pageant world. Somehow, over time, more people started calling me that, and by the time I was in high school, everyone called me that. My husband was akin to my Barbie. In school, he was the popular guy, the prom king, and yes, he had blonde hair too and a perfect smile. Once we met and got together, which wasn't until I was in college, everyone started calling us Barbie and Ken. We liked being that couple. I mean, I always thought our relationship was deeper than surface level, but I admit I liked the superficial parts of being together too. I liked being that couple. It was like part of my identity. I liked the image of who we were and how we looked together. We just celebrated our 5-year wedding anniversary. Recently, I had 2 babies pretty much back to back. I got pregnant with my second when the first was under 6 months old, and they're 18 months and 4 months now. I feel like my entire sense of self has just disappeared. My days right now are basically feeding, washing everything, managing nap schedules that don't line up, and running the same load of laundry 3 times because I keep forgetting to put it in the dryer on time. I know that's all normal for having really young kids. I live in oversized t-shirts. In fact, the one I've been wearing for days is an old Christmas-themed shirt of my husband's. I don't fit into any of my old clothes. I'm about 3 pant sizes bigger than before. I've tried buying new clothes, but nothing looks the same on me anymore, and I'm confused about what looks good on me, when I used to be able to wear anything. What's really bothering me is the shift in how my husband and I interact. It's not like it's been big fights or anything like that. He eats dinner earlier now, usually standing at the kitchen counter while scrolling through his phone. We talk less about anything personal. I don't think we really talk about anything personal anymore, actually. It's all logistics, like who's going to run and get diapers. If I bring up feeling overwhelmed, he just says I should try to get more sleep. When we sit on the couch together at night but barely actually talk. Nothing dramatic has happened. He still goes to work, he helps with the kids, and he still says he loves me, but lately he has started saying things like I've changed since having kids. He says I'm more emotional, more critical, harder to talk to, and not like the person he married. He's probably right in some ways. I just can't help thinking it's more than that, though. I feel like something changed in how he treats me when I stopped being the Barbie version of myself. Now I'm tired, messy, forgetful, behind on everything. I don't dress up, I don't wear makeup, and my hair is never styled. I feel like I'm being seen and treated differently because of that. I don't know if this is just a normal adjustment period that would be expected for raising 2 babies under 2, or if there's something bigger going on. I'm really worried that it's a sign of something bigger that I just didn't see or didn't want to admit until now. I'm worried our relationship was always built on superficial things and an image, and nothing deeper than that. This isn't even like a bad situation. It's difficult, but it should be a happy type of difficult. What would happen if we really had to go through something bad together in life? How do you tell the difference between just natural relationship changes after having kids and the idea that my relationship only worked when we were pretending to be these idealized versions of ourselves, like props for the other person? Final update, I posted just 3 days ago, but I want to give an update because I took the comments to heart and decided to stop wallowing by myself and online and just come out and tell my husband how I've been feeling. I'm still getting comments on that post today, so I wanted to share what's changing. On Father's Day, we did some special stuff for Father's Day. He even semi-broke his diet for the special occasion, but only semi. In the afternoon, both babies were napping at the same time, which doesn't happen often despite my best efforts. He really wanted to have sex. We used to have sex all the time and still did pretty frequently after our son was born. My son is the oldest at 18 months, and my daughter is 4 months. It only happens maybe once or twice a week now because I'm just tired and never in the mood. He has not been rejecting me sexually, and when it does happen, it's actually one thing he's not selfish about. If anything, I'm trying to turn it into a quickie, and he wants to do everything for me. If I have free time, I want to sleep. So I resisted for a while, but he promised me he'd give me an amazing orgasm, which would help me relax. I figured, okay, it was Father's Day, but he better make good on his promise. We actually had fantastic sex, and I was so relaxed and sleepy afterward. One of the kids woke up, and he told me to sleep and that he'd handle it. I ended up sleeping for 3 hours straight in the middle of the day, and it was divine. I woke up from that nap and realized I should be getting naps like that every weekend. I should be getting more breaks and more time to myself. I don't know why it's been so hard for me to voice that. I know that part of me wanted him to realize it himself without being told. I wanted him to offer or step up, or whatever you want to call it. I didn't want to have to tell him. I was probably being too stubborn about that. I woke up from the nap, and when I went out to the living room, I told him immediately that I need a nap like that every weekend. He said, "Okay," I said, "No, I'm serious, and you need to promise me you'll let me sleep for a few hours uninterrupted every weekend day when you're home." He said, "Okay," like it was nothing. Then I just kept going. I told him I need more help. Not outside help, as I'm not comfortable with people coming into the house and cleaning or taking care of my kids while I'm there. I want him to do it. I want him to either wake up in the morning and do some chores before he goes to the gym, even if that means he has to wake up at 4 a.m. now. Because I'm up at that time. I don't even want to go to the gym, but if he wants me to look like I used to, I'd like to be able to be up at 4 a.m. riding the Peloton while he does chores or takes care of anyone who is awake and needs to be fed or changed during that time. He just said, "I can do that," like it was nothing. I asked him, "If it's nothing, why am I having to ask for it?" He said he just didn't think of it. He's not a mind reader. I don't expect him to be a mind reader, but how hard is it to comprehend that your wife, who is with your 2 babies all day long, might need a little more help? Yesterday, when he got home from work, I was dressed and ready to go. He walked in the door, and I told him I was going to get my hair done and I'd be home whenever. I didn't know how long it would take. I gave him a rundown of who had last eaten, been changed, and napped, and when, and then I left. He did have to text me once or twice to ask where some things were, but everything was fine. I decided that I don't need to keep trying to be the same me with the same look I've had for years. I got about 7 inches cut off my hair. I haven't had my hair done professionally in over 6 months, and I used to be there all the time, like every 2 months. I just wanted something that actually looked styled and cute. Plus, it's still below my shoulders, so it's not super short, but it's much easier to maintain now. I walked in the door, and he was like, "You look like a mom." Grrr, it didn't feel good, but at the same time, I just told him I am a mom, and if he doesn't like it, that's tough. He's the one who made me a mom. He said he was just joking and that he liked it and thought it looked really good. I don't know if I believe him, but I like it, and that should be all that matters. Tonight I told him, 1. I need him to do some chores, and I'm making him a chore chart like he's a little boy. He said that was okay, and he admitted he is like a little boy and needs to be told what to do. 2. Whatever sort of wacky diet of eating like 500 calories a day he wants to do is his choice, but he needs to start helping prepare food for me because I'm not eating well, I'm not losing weight, and I want to lose weight. I told him I don't really want to step on the scale in front of him, though. He said I was the one who kept going on about being fat and wanting to lose weight. He's not wrong. I've already told him that tomorrow we're having a serious conversation about all of this and what we both need from each other right now when he gets home from work. I had originally told him I wanted to do that tonight, but he had to work until 7 o'clock tonight, so I knew I'd be too tired and likely right in the middle of my son's bedtime routine when he got home. So tomorrow is when I'm going to really put it all on the table. I'm not ready to say anything like I'm considering divorce or that I'll divorce him if XYZ doesn't happen. That would be a lie. I'm not even thinking about divorce. The only reason I'm even mentioning divorce here is because there were several comments about it on my previous post. But if you were me, what would you say, and what would you ask of your partner?